All right, welcome in. This video is in regards to blowouts in the NBA and kind of how to deal with blowouts, how to find players that are, quote, blowout proof. This is not necessarily a lesson, it's more of a discussion. This is a topic that I have not done a ton of research in. I've really just scratched the surface on it. So I'd love to hear other people's opinions on it, what they do, how they choose players when it comes to blowouts. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about games with high point totals. Or I'm sorry, large point spreads. So this is Cover's website. This is where I go to get all of the Vegas lines each day, and you'll notice that some teams, like tonight, the Golden State Warriors are a massive 15-point favorite against the Sacramento Kings. Last night against the Suns, I believe they were only 8-point favorites, but they ended up blowing them out of the building. So the concern here in terms of fantasy is that if you play Steph Curry or if you play a stud on either of these teams, they're probably going to sit out in the third quarter if this game is completely out of reach. And it's certainly an issue, right? If you have Steph Curry for only 3 quarters and you're playing against the field that has all of their players for 4 quarters, you're obviously going to be at a disadvantage. So it kind of over the last few years, the industry standard has been to avoid players that play in games or studs at least that play in games with a spread over 10 points. So that tonight that would be Golden State, and then Cleveland is right on the line at -10. So it's definitely a concern, but I don't think avoiding these players is really the answer. So there's kind of a couple of different things that come to mind here in terms of blowouts. First of all, you have the studs. You have guys like Steph Curry, James Harden, LeBron James. Are they going to sit, or are they blowout proof, or are they not? So one thing that I did do is I went to, so this is DFS on demand. This is my website. I went to the data center. I have all the game logs for last season, which are right here. I have them all for this season as well. And basically what I found is guys like James Harden, they're actually blowout proof. They score more points, more DraftKings points in games where their team is favored by 10 or more than he did in any other game last season. And it kind of makes sense for James Harden, and Steph Curry's in the same boat because these guys can just fill it up so quickly. It really doesn't matter if this game's a blowout or not. They can score as many points in 3 quarters as many other players can in an entire game. LeBron James is actually a little bit of a different animal. He is a very consistent player. He does so many things well. He basically just scores, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in essentially every quarter. He doesn't fill up points or go on streaks as much as James Harden or Steph Curry does. So losing LeBron for a quarter is actually a lot more detrimental to your lineup than maybe one of those other two guys. So it kind of varies by players. But what I do want to show you is a lineup that I had last night and something that I've been tinkering with. Obviously, this is a really great lineup. It scored 354 points, probably one of my best lineups of the year. What I actually did here is I focused on this Golden State game, and I kind of had a hunch. Obviously, Golden State is incredible, that this could be a blowout. So what I did is I rostered TJ Warren in quite a few of my 50 lineups in this contest. And I'll give you a few reasons why. TJ Warren is an interesting player. He was only $3,800. And what you'll see is TJ Warren basically plays 20 to 25, 28 minutes every single night for the Suns. And, some nights he has good nights and some nights he has very poor nights. But he gets decent run with that second unit. But the thing is, when the Suns get blown out, because TJ Warren does play on the second unit, he's going to get even more minutes. So that's what happened last night. He played 35 minutes. He went nuts. He scored 28 points, and he got 42 DraftKings points. So obviously that was excellent. And that was kind of, it's almost like a little bit of a safety net when you roster TJ Warren or basically anybody who's going to see 25 minutes a night but comes off the bench, because they're going to play most likely in a blowout situation. So it's pretty interesting. So this is something I've been tinkering with a little more recently, trying to find players who fit this bill. And for tonight, I'll give you an example. We'll go to that Sacramento Golden State game. It's a 15-point spread. It's a very good chance that Golden State just blows Sacramento out of the building, and all of the Warriors and all of the Kings starters, they just sit down for the fourth quarter and let everybody else get some run. Well, that's pretty interesting. And Marco Bellinelli is a guy for tonight who actually stands out pretty highly for me. Again, a very similar situation. Bellinelli plays a lot of minutes for the Kings, 25 to 30. Sometimes he gets even more minutes. He is a pretty useful player for the Kings. He sees a lot of run, but technically he's a bench player. And he plays on that second unit. So if this is a blowout, I expect Bellinelli to play a lot of fourth quarter minutes, if not all of them, because that's how these teams do it in the NBA. So you could get an opportunity where Bellinelli, he plays 23 minutes, say 23 minutes through three quarters or something like that, or 20 minutes through three quarters, and he puts up a decent line, and then he has to play the entire fourth quarter against the Golden State second unit, and now Bellinelli is a really nice value option at only $4,300. So I would almost argue that guys like Marco Bellinelli are matchup proof because they're going to get extended run no matter what the context of the game is. So it's something really interesting I've been tinkering with. I think Matthew Dellavedova is another one of those guys who kind of is matchup proof. He's going to get his 25 minutes a night, and then if it is a blowout, technically he's coming off the bench, so he will probably see even more minutes. So I'm kind of throwing it out there. Is this something that you guys have tried? Is it something that anybody has done research on? I'm really just looking for more information as far as blowouts go, because I think a lot of the general public, or maybe not the general public, but that next step up, people who are very aware of Vegas lines, who are maybe looking into it a little more than the casual player, they're avoiding these blowout games, and I don't necessarily think that is always the answer. So just looking to open the discussion. You know how to reach me. You can leave a comment here or tweet me. It's at DFS on demand. Just something that I thought would be really cool to talk about. So I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.